はい。何してますか。豆を取ってます。おくつさかがなんよ。ほんま。豆とらなあかんやないか、それ取ってたら。あかんって。
What drives somebody to make films? In the case of Werner Herzog, he says cinema is a way to respond to the yawning emptiness or gaping voids in our lives. For Martin Scorsese, it's about characters, revelation, and confronting the unexpected. For Japanese director Naomi Kawase, it's about having a time machine, capturing a moment and preserving the past.
時間はみんなの元を同じようにカチッカチッって1秒ずつ過ぎていきます。もう二度とその時間は戻ってこない。なのにこの一コマ一コマ刻んでくれるフィルムっていうのはその時間を巻き戻すことができたんです。私がこのおばあちゃんと過ごした時間、その時間はもう二度と戻ってこない。なのにフィルムはそれをもう一度そこに立ち返らせることができる。
Naomi Kawase was brought up in Nara, Japan by her great aunt, who she refers to as her grandma. The nature of Kawase's upbringing, that she was given up by her birth parents and didn't have a relationship with them growing up, informs almost all of her work. As she puts it, I started to think about why I was born. I wanted the answer to that question, but nobody told me, and film gave me the answer. That's how I started filmmaking. Kawase started her career making short, personal documentaries on Super 8 cameras. The first to capture critics' attention was Embracing, which captured her efforts to make contact with her estranged father.
その時でもやな、お前がやな、可愛い子やったなみたいなと思えばやな、ちゃんと相手は大人なんやから、うちの娘もいますねとなら。せやんな。で会いに来るはずや。会いに来んような親父そんないちいちこっちから探しに行くことあれへんがな。
The second was Kotatsumori, an unassuming, beautiful and intimate short film about spending time with her grandma.
そんな映ったら大きなじゃないの。
The title is an amalgamation of two words, one of the words being snail, the other suggesting somebody who almost has a home but at the same time is questioning what it means to have one.
ナオミちゃんはそうでも何か。おばあちゃんやっぱりどう言うたらええの。おばあちゃん懐かしい。おばあちゃん懐かしいっていうのがやっぱおばあちゃん好き。ついてくれてる。
She would continue to make documentary films in this intimate style, chronicling her ongoing relationship with her grandma, until she made her debut feature narrative film, Suzaku, which would go on to win the Camera d'Or Award at Cannes when Kawase was just 27 years old. She is the youngest to win the award and the first Japanese director to do so. Kawase has gone on to have several films in the festival. Like the films of Ozu or her contemporary Koreeda, Kawase's films are quietly observational. You watch families' dynamics at play, the transitory nature of life, things that people have left unsaid. The setting of her films is often her hometown Nara. There's a focus on nature, and there will often be Buddhist themes of regeneration and rebirth. Her ontological focus on birth, death and family is always accompanied by natural lighting, handheld camera work and a gentle approach. Close-ups are a feature of Kawase's filmmaking style. She loves to capture subtle changes in facial expressions, but more than that, she wants to get as close to the subject or character as possible to form a deep connection with them.
皆さんのんびりした時間です。はい。でも暑くなりそうなので少し早いけど。その値段なんだ。お誕生日なんだからメソメソしないね。じゃあみんなで歌おうね。せーの。Happy birthday to you. 痛かった。あったかい。
In several of her narrative films, Kawase films around ordinary people going about their day. Not only that, but Kawase will have her actors come to the filming location, often within Nara, to live for months before the movie is shot, so that they can become accustomed to the local people, the landscape, and the culture of the town. Her approach is then to create an authentic atmosphere where naturalistic improvisation is encouraged. She often forgoes rehearsals or even filming a second take. In this sense, you can see how Kawase's early work in documentary has shaped her narrative work too. Another common feature of her work are these transitional shots, which always feature swaying trees with sun coming through the branches, other plants, and close-ups on everyday household objects, which demonstrates Kawase's belief that everything is connected. Kawase's films often juxtapose linear time, as experienced by humans in their lifetimes, with the cyclical rhythms of time observed in nature. Kawase is very vocal about her desire to protect nature. As she puts it, even though my powers are limited, I wanted as many people as possible to know the beauty of this world through the images in my films, and to realize that it's not eternal. And so in my work, I always treat nature like another character in the film, to which I have always paid respect. In cinema, we used to see the landscape as a place where things happen. In my films, the thing that happens is the landscape. People are kind of the support cast. The landscape being a main character of sorts is especially evident in her best work, where you really come to feel like you understand the geography of the location that the film takes place in. Nature, mysterious, overpowering, and sometimes unforgiving, acts as a transformative agent for her film's characters, aiding in their healing and guiding them through the grieving process. I don't love all of Kawase's work. At times, her films can be meandering and overly sentimental, and the loose, go-with-the-flow approach Kawase employs leads to the occasional messy final product. However, when she makes something that hits, it really hits. The highlights of her narrative work, films like Suzaku, Still the Water, or True Mothers, are so soft, moving, and evocative. There are few other films like them. Her films reward patience. Her best work, however, are those early documentaries, which are so raw. In these films, Kawase captures all the love, joy, and anger that one has with family, and the feelings that arise in the absence of family.
14歳の時におじいちゃん亡くなってからもな、ずっとな、お前向こうええねやったら向こう行ってこいとかな。10何歳の子にようそんなこと言うてきたね。
Naomi Kawase's work can be hard to find. Her films debut at film festivals, only sometimes show in Japanese cinemas, then occasionally pop up on the Criterion Channel or Mubi. Physical releases, let alone ones with English subs, can be hard to find. You often have to look on YouTube to find her work. Somehow though, I don't think Kawase minds. Speaking about her earlier films that were primarily filmed in 8mm, she said, "The great thing about Super 8 is that it captures details so well. It can be very subtle in how it communicates them to the public. Digital video has its own benefits, but screening Super 8 films had to be done in a private room with a projector. This was the only way to share my work with the audience, and it felt private and intimate, like a diary. It was an ideal format." Intimate is the best way to describe Kawase's work. It's rare that somebody allows you such insight and access into their family. To view these moments of time preserved on film with such radical honesty. As an audience member, it's hard not to develop a connection with the subjects or characters in our films. And in doing so, you will often reflect on your own family, the memories you have of them, and the memories which you want to preserve.
最後に私が最愛の今年2月10日に亡くなったおばあちゃんからもらった言葉を送ります。この世界は美しい。